Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everyone, Carrie here with the Unicorn Company podcast. Today we are taking a look at the new area of operations expansions from Death Ray Designs. So we're going to be covering all three of them here. The first of them is the remote launch site. This set retails for $75. And to give you an idea of what you get with this, you have... First of all, we're going to cover these because they're a little unique. One long bridge, and I'll put a mech there for scale. And two short bridges. These ones right here. And what these allow you to do is to connect the buildings together. Which I hope to be able to show you. I'm going to move the camera up. Please excuse any mess that you see. I am unfortunately a poor housekeeper. But nonetheless. Yes, you can see the bottom of my little mid-century modern couch over there. So yes, as you can see, you get one long and two short bridges. So that's those. Like I said, those allow you to. I'll show you real quick. Connect. We'll use these two. They lock on to the rim of the building, like so. And then you can have a mech standing on it. So that's what they do. They basically allow you to move between buildings without going back down to ground level. An interesting thing. I don't know how much I'll use it. I don't care for the friction fit. But yeah, that's what they do. So starting off, what you are looking at is Logistics Building B. You get two of these, and as you can see, it gives partial cover. Well, to a dasher, it actually gives almost full cover. Which is kind of crazy, but okay. So yeah, most mechs are going to get partial cover from it. The Black Hawk's actually going to get full cover because the height of the building is the same as the height of the Black Hawk. But yeah, so heavy mechs will definitely be getting partial, as well as assault mechs. The next building in this is the middle-sized building, which is Remote Launch Building B. Sorry, those are Logistics Building 1. And as you can see, scale-wise, it's going to give cover to everything. But yeah, this is what you're looking at. It's tall enough to hide a heavy mech behind. And you get one of those buildings. And then finally, you can see the corners of them. You get two of this building. And this is the remote command building. You get two of them. As you can see, mech scale, you can actually make it look like a mech has come out of the building if you want to do so. But yeah, scale-wise, it's tall enough you can even actually, if you're up on the second floor, from this direction, you have cover once again. So you get two of this one. There's one here and one here. So let me go ahead and I'm going to grab the next set of buildings for us here. And like I said, this set retails for $75 from Death Ray Designs. All right, so the next set of buildings we have is the Strategic Command Complex. The Strategic Command Complex consists of 4 buildings, and the one you're looking at here is the same one that you got in the remote launch site, which is Launch Building B. You get one of these. I'm going to move this off to the side, but I want you to see the level of detail on these, by the way. This is MDF, and I'll go over the pros and cons of these designs at the end of the video. But I mean, these are beautifully done. So you get one of these. We've already seen the scale of this. Now, these buildings... Oh, and one other thing about this building before I go on is the missile hatches on the top. I assume they're missile hatches. Are wonderfully done. And if you look underneath, you can see there's a whole complex series of like supports to hold up. And you can actually see a lot going on in there. But yeah, there's a whole complex series of supports to hold those up. Yeah, the detail on these is awesome. So next up, you have 2 of these. These are Remote Launch Building A, which, once again, tall enough to hide a mech behind. These are pretty cool as well. It's all the same details around the outside as the other one, but the top is this massive hatch. And once again, these sites right here, and even theoretically here and here, you could attach bridges between these buildings. So you have 2 of these. They're wonderfully done. I absolutely love them. What I like to think of those as is possibly like armored VTOL hangars, where you can take off out of the top instead of out of the side, instead of rolling out the side. But God only knows what those would be used for. Maybe naval autocannons. And then you get the big piece for this. Now, the other one had 2 big pieces. This one has this one massive big piece. And as you can see, you can put a mech here. You can put a mech here. These heavy and assault mechs, yes, they're 3D printed, but they are to the same scale as the Catalyst miniatures. As you can see, well, sort of see. These are fingers. You could hide from each other on the same building. That is like absolutely amazing. And also, once again, the level of detail is wonderful on this. If you look at it, you've got all these shuttered windows. You have a helicopter or wing and ground effect landing pad on top. If we go to the back side, you've got a little door for like tanks. The ends, little man doors on them. And if you look here, you can see it's even got detail on here for like making it look like this is supported properly, and this does support this to make sure it doesn't bend under weight. Of course, you can put a mech up there. This is not going to, yeah. And I've broken the ground. Oh my God, we broke ground. And if you look underneath, you can see it's very simple inside. It's a lot of these details, like these right here, are individual pieces that go in. Same with these struts. They're all individual things that connect, and they add a level of detail to the building that is just wonderful. I absolutely, totally love it. So then our final one, and of course, like I said, you get one of these, and you get 2 of these. Now, the final building in this, the final set of buildings in this, and I saved these for last because I think they are the best bang for your buck out of this set. And it is the logistics complex. Now, this is also $75, which, you're like, oh my God, $75. I got like 4 buildings out of it. Well, first of all, they're really well done buildings. I absolutely love them, and I cannot recommend them enough. Second, the last one is the one I would suggest if you're getting into Alpstrike and you want a table full of buildings at once. This is what I would suggest. So, give me 1 second here. We have the logistics complex. Now, I don't know which building is which because it doesn't. I mean, I'm sure if I look at the directions, it would tell me. But this is the same height as this one. You get this one and this one. Technically, it says you get a logistics building 1, 2 building 2s, 2 building 3s, 1 building 4, 1 building 5, 1 building 6. 4, 6, 7, 8. So that should be 8 buildings. So you get these 2 here. As far as the short buildings, you also, and just to give you an idea of scale, there's an assault mech in it, or next to it. There's a light. I can put my hand over top of it and not touch it. And there's a Black Hawk, which also cannot be seen, because even if you're looking at dead on, you might clip the top of this, and that's less than a third of the model. So you cannot see certain mechs past this, certain shorter mechs. And I'll show you another feature of these in a minute. So you get those. Now you have that L-shaped building. You do get a larger one of those L-shaped buildings. What the heck? No, something on it. You get a larger one. And the small one and the large one go together in a similar manner. So, and these are very durable. Like your game club. Sorry about that. Game club. You can have someone throw this on the table, and it's not going to damage it. There's some plexi in there, but it's not a lot of stuff to damage. And you can see the plexi is like one piece. It's very well done. I don't think you could just break this without really trying to break it or stepping on it or driving over it with a car. I don't want to test the stepping on it because I really like these, and these will be at Southern Assault. We will be. I've talked to Robert. We will be using some of mine. Death Ray Designs will have some of their Death Ray Designs stuff there, so there will be a lot of Death Ray Designs urban terrain on the tables. Next up, you get 2 of these buildings. See, this one and this one. And scale-wise, they are about twice the length of the square building. You can see a scale comparison once again. Here's a heavy. So your heavies and your assaults are getting partial. Everything else is pretty hideable. It's kind of cool. And of course, simplicity of design. They very well done. Very simple on the inside. Not a lot going on in there. It's pretty much everything locks together as you're gluing it, and it's, and like I said, I do like these details. You can see where I got some super glue in places and stuff, but they go together well enough. They're not super hard to do, and once you do like the first couple, you are pretty much like, okay, I know how to build these buildings for the most part, especially with these. Of course, having a long rectangular building and short, you have to have a tall one, which once again will hide all the way up to an assault mech quite easily. And once again, let's take a look at the details here. It's essentially the same as the L-shaped buildings in detail level and everything. Just, yeah. And it's not going to break easily. It's well supported. You can't crush it at the bottom. You can crush it at the top. This is hard to break. Good to have, like, if you have a bunch of people who are very rough with the terrain. Like, resin stuff can break, stuff like that. The paint can chip off. This MDF has a tendency to hold paint really well. And since we have the small building, we need the large square building. And it's the same thing here. It's one hides you, one doesn't if you're bigger than a light mech or some mediums. And you can see the detail on it. It's basic, but it's very... It has a point. It's straightforward. It makes sense. And of course, with this, you get more bridges, and those bridges are you get two shorts. Like, I actually have some of these that are unpainted still. Yeah, make sure I know which ones are mine when I go to get them back at Southern Assault. Two shorts and one long. Nothing super amazing there. Nothing like, oh my god, it's, as far as the bridges. The buildings, though. These, I have an idea for these to use them for road bridges, but they're durable. They're, they have a little bit of flex if you try, but it's built kind of like an I-beam, where this will support the weight of a miniature easy, and these even easier. So overall, I mean, I think this is an excellent set. Here we can see some detail on the... Oh, this is something interesting they did. There's a little gear cog detail that goes over this building's thing. But, I think the attention to detail is awesome. One thing I did mention I wanted to show you is that you can, on the larger buildings like this size, if you have a smaller one like this, you can set it on top and it will stack. I mean, I'm not sure why you would need it to do this, but it can do this. Also, theoretically, given the way that they're designed, like this one, if you just wanted it to be a taller building, that'll sit right inside of it. Now you have this double height building. And something I think is kind of cool is on this one, because you have the runway and you have this door on the little building, you can either put a little building right here as though it's almost a hangar for whatever comes out and goes here to fly off, and you could still play here and play here and play here. Or you could go even more, I want to have a tall building and use this one, thus making it like very ziggurat-like, actually, but still, And yeah, this is a wonderful terrain system. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend it to anyone who plays BattleTech. It can also be used for other games. I imagine that you could probably use it for Steel Rift, obviously. Oh god, there's a bunch of them, and I can't remember all their names now. But any 10mm games, these would work perfectly with. 6mm, you're kind of iffy. 8mm, they're great. And my BattleTech is at like 7.8mm now, or almost 8mm, so these fit quite well with it. Adeptus Titanicus, if you play 40K Epic, any kind of futuristic 10mm, 6mm, 8mm futuristic sci-fi games, these are wonderful. So yeah, I highly recommend them. Like I said, each set is $75. I really am happy with how they turn out. And mind you, these are not matte coated either. This is just paint. And because of the MDF and its tendency to absorb paint, it's more or less pretty bulletproof, Like, this is awesome. This is wonderful, and I totally hope to see people having a wonderful time with this and on this at Southern Assault this year. Yeah, you can fit a mech right all the way up to the helipad there, and he's not falling down. It's not, like I'm more likely to push this whole model over, this whole building, before I push the mech over, or break this off. So that's it for everything. If you want to get these, go ahead and check out Death Ray Designs. I believe it's deathraydesigns.com. Also, Robert over at Fortress Miniatures and Games usually carries Death Ray Designs products. So I am pretty sure that these will be on Robert's website as well. I don't know if he has a discount on them or not. And like I said, each set retails at $75. And this will cover far more than a 6mm, like a 4x4. You can do these 3 sets. So 150, 200, 225, and you can have a very densely packed 6x4 table, or possibly even a 6x6. And one thing I wanted to cover before we go. So one of my complaints about the last set was the Lexan. I felt like it was too tight. There is more than enough room when you are putting the Lexan in these to get it where it goes. It's not super snug. It fits perfectly. It's really, really nicely done. And I just chose not to peel all the paper off. So, yeah, if you wanted, you can actually put a building under the building. There you go. So yeah, thank you, Death Ray Designs. I really enjoyed painting these up. I really enjoyed putting them together. I totally can't wait to see you guys again at Southern Assault. And for anybody listening who may be there, if you want to, if you want to meet me, I will be there. Also, I am I am losing my train of thought. But it's a normal thing for me. But yeah, I will be there. If anyone wants to say hi, I encourage all of you to go out, get these sets. They're awesome. They're wonderful. And there is so much terrain here. There will be some outro music. And while we're doing that, you will see some beauty shots of the terrain set up with mechs and stuff. And so until next time, y'all have a great day. Great evening, great whatever it is, where you are. This is Carrie.
I'm gonna find my meaning, I can make a change, I wanna play the game. You wanna